Today we will discuss the liquidity ratios. In my previous lecture, I have discussed about the financial ratios and their importance. That is why we are using the various financial ratios. And now we will discuss the liquidity ratios. The word liquidity means ability to convert into cash. The firm is technically solvent if able to pay short-term debts well in time. It means the liquidity and solvency both are very important for an organization. And important liquidity ratios are current ratio, quick ratio, and the cash ratio. Quick ratio means current assets divided by current liabilities. We will take the data of current assets from the balance sheet and the current liabilities data also from the balance sheet. This is also called the balance sheet ratio. Total current assets will be divided by the total current liabilities. For the current ratio, the acceptable range is 2 to 1, especially for the manufacturing concerns because they are required the longer period of time for the manufacturing of the product. However, for service-oriented firms, current ratio desirable is 1 to 1. Here we take the example of current ratio. The current assets if $2 lakhs and the current liabilities are $1 lakh. So the current ratio will be the 2 lakhs divided by 1 lakh is equal to 2. It means if you have the liability of $1, you have the current assets of $2. It means you have a strong liquidity position, and if we want to get the figure in percentage, we will multiply by 100. This is the result is 200. Next is the quick ratio. This is also called the asset test ratio. It shows that current assets minus inventory minus prepaid expenses divided by the current liabilities. This inventory and prepaid expenses are the least liquid current assets. So we will deduct the least liquid current assets from the total current assets and we will get the quick assets, that is the highly liquid assets, and will divide it by the current liabilities. And the acceptable range for the asset test ratio is always 1 to 1. Here we take the example, the current assets are the $2 lakhs, current liabilities are the $1 lakhs, inventory is the $40,000 and prepaid expenses are the $30,000. So we will put the data in the formula and get the result zero point 0.3. And when we multiply zero point 0.3 with 100, the result is the 30%. It means if we have to pay the liability of $1, we have the quick assets is the zero point 0.3, or you may say 30%. So this is the asset test ratio or the quick ratio. And when we talk about the cash ratio, this is the most modern approach of the liquidity ratios. Here we consider only the cash and the near cash to show the highly liquid position of the organization. So here we take cash plus near cash money, that is the marketable securities, divided by the current assets. And for the cash ratio, there is no acceptable range that it should be 1 into 1 or 2 into 1 or 3 into 1. There is still no finalized acceptable range for the cash ratio. Here we take the example, the cash if $20,000 and marketable securities are the $40,000 and the current liabilities are 1 lakh. So the current ratio will be 0.6. It means if we have to pay the $1, liability is the $1, we have just 0.6 cash and near cash money. So this is according to this data, this is not the good situation. However, the data is imaginary. This is not the real data of any organization. I just want to show the results through calculation for your understanding. Similarly, when we go back to the asset test ratio, here the point 3. It means our liability is rupees 1 and we have the quick assets point 3. This is also not good figure or acceptable figure. But I just want to show the calculation for your understanding and convenience. So this was about the liquidity ratios, in which we have taken the understanding of the current ratio, quick ratio and the cash ratio. I have given the formulas as well as the calculations. These formulas and calculations will be very much helpful in your different tests for the jobs and also for the interview. I hope you will like it. Please share it and subscribe it and comment it. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.